Welcome to Spencer, Massachusetts. My whole drive here today, I witnessed the absolute nightmare in the sky of a sky completely covered in aerosol dispersions, the streaks and the webs, cobwebby masses of man's climate intervention. Temperature's about 35 right now here, and as these webby masses were spreading out, fanning out, and connecting to each other, the solar radiation you can feel through your car windows is tremendous. I mean, and you can tell that this is a fake ground level cold. You can feel it. Oh well, just spilled the coffee on me a little bit there. Now you see the light. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. That was just playing in the Big Y here in Spencer, where I was just getting a spot of Joe for the little afternoon cup of Joe. Usually don't drink coffee this hour in the day, but felt like it today. I did, yes I did. Yes, I wanted a coffee. That's why I have the coffee here. This is a Lek, a man I worked with from Albania. Really? Oh wow, Kyle. I didn't know I sound like this, huh? I don't sound like that, do I? Huh? I'm getting the Osho book to read from now. Where did we leave off in here? All these from months ago now. This one was Wednesday, the Woden's Day, January 2nd, 2019. Now you see the light. Stand up for your right. 26 weeks spring, summer, 26 weeks autumn, winter, 52 in the whole. The word now equals 52 in addition to 6, the word 6, and this is all based on 6. 3, 6, 9, 12, 360. With not a bit of mind of your own when you have become a no mind, the whole lives through you, lives you, moves through you, moves you. Now you don't breathe, the whole breathes you. Everything is a benediction, a blessing. How can you be tense then, worried about what? All worries exist because you have brought an individual destiny into your mind against the destiny of the whole. You are moving upstream. This is the secret of your failure. You are moving upstream. You are worried, tense, in anguish and anxiety, almost going mad. Anybody will go mad if they are constantly going upstream, because the fight is so hard and so meaningless. One day you will feel tired, and then it will look like a frustration, a failure. The wise man leaves this upstream nonsense. He simply allows the river to take him wherever it is going. If it is going anywhere, good. If it is not going anywhere, good. Suddenly you are still, silent. Only then, never before, does real meditation happen and all effort is dropped. But you have to make the effort first. Otherwise you will never understand that it has to be dropped. When the mediocre type hear the Tao, they seem to be aware and yet unaware of it. That's what the mediocre mind is. A little bit aware. A little understanding and a little non-understanding. A little part lighted and a little part in darkness. Divided. To be divided is to be mediocre. To be divided against yourself is to be mediocre because it dissipates your energy. It can never allow you to be overflowing. Celebrating existence. If you are trying to create a fight between your right and left hand, how can you be happy? The fight itself will kill you. And there will be no result from it, because how can the left win or how can the right win? Both hands are yours. Any type of inner conflict makes you mediocre, and those who teach you to be divided are your enemies. They say this is bad and that is good. Immediately division enters. Vision to vision. They say this is lower, that is higher. Immediately division enters. They say this is sin and that is virtue. Immediately division enters. You are split. The whole of humanity is schizophrenic and everybody has become mediocre. To be one is to be blissful. To be divided is to be in misery. To be one is to be in heaven. To be divided is to be in hell. The more divided, the greater will be the hell. And you will be a crowd, not only two, but many. Psychologists say that humans have become polypsychic. A person has not one mind now, he has many minds. In small matters also, you have many minds, whether to eat this or to eat that, whether to order this or that. It is as if you have lost all possibility of being decisive, because you can only be decisive if you are one, a unit. Unity. How can you be decisive? When one voice says this, another voice immediately contradicts and says that. One voice says go east, another says go west. If you are pulled against yourself in so many directions, your whole life will be a sad failure, a long tale of frustration and nothing else. Quote, a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing, unquote. Crooked. Crooked. Significance is possible only when there is unity within. The highest type of people can attain unity. The lowest type also have a certain type of unity, but the mediocre ones are in the greatest danger. You can see wise persons like Buddha or Lao Tzu in unity. Bliss surrounds them. They move surrounded by a subtle ecstasy. And if you look at them, you can see they are drunk with the divine. They walk on the earth, but they are not here. But you can sometimes also feel the same type of vibe around an idiot. A certain innocence surrounds him. He laughs, and you can glimpse the sage in the idiot because he is also one. He is not a sage, he has not attained anything, but at least he is not divided. A sage has gone beyond the mind, while an idiot is below the mind. In this one thing they are equal, neither of them has any mind. There are vast differences, but there is also this one similarity. If you don't understand, a sage can sometimes look like an idiot, and sometimes in your ignorance you can worship an idiot for a sage. I have come across many idiots being worshipped. They have a certain quality, at least they are one. They don't have much mind. In fact, they don't have a mind at all. They have no thoughts. I lived in a town for many years, and near that town lived a saint who was famous, and people used to come from all over India to see him. He was a perfect idiot, but he had a certain beauty around him. No anxiety, no problems. A few problems might have existed for him, but because people started worshiping him, even those problems were not there. People would bring food and everything else for him, so even the problem of basic survival was not there. They even made a beautiful house for him. Yet if you watched him, you could see that he didn't understand a thing. I went to see the man many times, and I watched him closely. He was absolutely mentally damaged. He could not utter a single word. But people thought that he had taken a vow of silence for his whole life. There was no glimmer in his eyes of any alertness, but still there was a similarity. People have been deceived many times. Of course, these poor people can't deceive you. It is your own gullibility. You are deceived by your own self. Many times it has happened that very rare souls have been thought to be idiotic, because there is a similarity to what happens with the idiot. And I'll read this part here. Be useless. Lao Tzu was wandering with his disciples, and they came to a forest where hundreds of carpenters were cutting trees, because a great palace was being built. The whole forest had been almost cut, but only one tree was standing there, a big tree with thousands of branches, so big that 10,000 persons could sit under its shade. Lao Tzu asked his disciples to go and inquire why this tree had not been cut yet, when the whole forest had been cut and was deserted. The disciples went and asked the carpenters, "Why have you not cut this tree?" The carpenters said, "This tree is absolutely useless. You cannot make anything out of it because every branch has so many knots in it. Nothing is straight. You cannot make pillars out of it. You cannot make furniture out of it. You cannot use it as fuel because the smoke is so dangerous to the eyes. You might go blind. This tree is absolutely useless. That's why." They came back. Lao Tzu laughed and he said, "Be like this tree. If you want to survive in this world, be like this tree. Absolutely useless. Then nobody will harm you. If you are straight, you will be cut. You will become furniture in somebody else's house. If you are beautiful, you will be sold in the market. You will become a commodity. Be like this tree, absolutely useless. Then nobody can harm you, and you will grow big and vast, and thousands of people can find shade under you. I can give you the flower, but how can I give you the fragrance? You have to cleanse your nose and become more sensitive." Hare Krishna, Namaste, Aloha, Hallelujah.